Hello folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Legacy video. Today's video is supported by I Only Play 4-Color Loam on Reddit, who donated to see 4-Color Loam. Wait, hold on. Black, green, blue. Is this a bug loam list and not a 4-Color Loam list? And your Reddit username is a lie? All right, we're gonna cut you some slack though. There's a Caracas here. There's a white source, honorary 4-Color Loam. Specifically, this is a build that they dubbed Affiniloam. And I think the idea is interesting. Urza Saga is dope. If you are consuming Magic content regularly, you have seen this card in any format basically where it is legal. It is incredibly powerful to go and make constructs with it. Something a lot of people didn't immediately realize is that on stage 2 of the saga, you can make a construct. And then on your next turn, with the third trigger on the stack, you can make a second construct. And that means that you can get a lot of power out of a land. Well, Life from the Loam lets you recycle lands. So, as the game goes very long with this build, you can recycle Urza Saga and just continue to poop constructs everywhere. And that's the general idea that this deck is built around. Now, this is very different from your traditional 4-Color Loam list, because in order to really make the Urza Saga pop off, you need a few more artifacts. So rather than, maybe your Knight of the Reliquaries or your Lilianas or your Kayas that are often curve toppers for a deck like this one, we have Tezzeret, Agent of Bolas, which can dig for artifacts. The real thing we're probably looking for here is just the ability to create 5/5s. Like, we want to make large creatures, and we want to make them fast. And Urza Saga and Tezzeret should allow sort of the same game-ending potential that a Knight of the Reliquary would have. I do love that we have Endurance in this deck list. This is probably my favorite card from Modern Horizons 2. It is just, like, absolutely brutal. It is good against damn near every archetype. It just, like, brick walls Delver threats. It hates on the graveyard. Sometimes it can steal you a win versus a Thassa's Oracle deck. It's just quite strong. Anyway, in order to lean into the artifact package a little bit more, though, I should go back to that. This has Baleful Strix as sort of an artifact that can increase the count for things like Tezzeret, and it also has a 2-card Urza Saga package in the main deck, Retrofitter Foundry, which can make a whole bunch of artifacts or chump blockers, both of which are relevant for a deck like this one, and Expedition Map. So you can Urza Saga, make your 2 constructs, Urza Saga resolves, get an Expedition Map, which can get you another Urza Saga, and, I think you can see where that's going. As far as the rest of the main deck goes, we are just playing a bunch of the most powerful things that we can in the bug colors, including Uro. Our graveyard is maybe a little bit taxed between, like, Ooze, Loam, and Uro, and Academy Ruins as well. But, 4-Color Loam is the sort of deck that does abuse its graveyard a little bit. Not like in the way the Reanimator does, but it uses it as sort of a second prolonged hand. The sideboard has a handful of good things. Not too much to talk about here, other than I think the Shadow Spear. I think this is a really neat card to get off of Urza Saga, and that's something that I've been thinking about trying in Affinity if I ever play it again. The equipped creature gets +1/+1, trample, and lifelink. And if it becomes relevant, it also has an ability for 1 mana where permanents your opponents control lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So maybe you can use that to get rid of a Cauldra or the Germ token attached to it, for example. Otherwise, we have a lot of traditional 4-Color Loam sideboard cards there, although Sphere of Resistance is a little bit uncommon. Again, it leans into the artifact sub-theme a little bit more. I am excited to try this one out, and before I get started here, I also want to thank Max D for a random donation and a kind note as well. They didn't want to see a donation deck list or anything, but they just wanted to throw some money my way as a thank you for everything that I'm doing for the community. So I appreciate it. All right, folks, if you aren't already subscribed, please consider subscribing for more sick modern legacy and vintage content. And if you are subscribed, please throw me a like before the video gets started. It's one of the easiest things you can do to help boost my content. All right, let's battle. I'm excited to see this deck in action. Okay, for round 1, I have an opening hand that is going to be a keep, and I kind of have to figure out how I want to play it. I think it's Urza Saga, Mox Diamond, pitch Bayou, play Chalice on one, and intend on going on the Urza Saga plan after Chalicing. That seems really strong. There's some worlds where I pitch Polluted Delta instead, or even Swamp. But I think I'm just gonna junk the Bayou. That feels fine to me. Alright, Urza Saga. Trigger occurs. I can produce mana with it. I will produce mana with it. And we attempt the Chalice on one, which resolves. Starting the game off strong. I am going to produce a metric shit ton of power. Oh, opponent is also on the Urza Saga plan, it appears. They thought for a minute and then played a Walking Ballista on one. I don't know that that's worth a Lotus Petal. Alright. Urza Saga triggers and gains the ability to do stuff. Let's just play Swamp here, and I'm just going to make this main phase, because I don't foresee myself wanting to Abrupt Decay anything on my opponent's turn. Okay, opponent's got a new land. Oh, that's it? That's all you got? That is bad news for you. That is really bad news for you. Okay, so I will make a new construct now. And this just puts whatever I want onto the battlefield. I can take a 1-drop out of my deck. Okay, my opponent is just done with me. That's fair. Yep. Okay. Affiniloam looking strong as of the first match here. So about this Collector Oof. I think I want that. So Force of Vigor, Rex Sage, Collector Oof, I think are slam dunks. And then I think Assassin's Trophy, Plague Engineer, Shadow Spear are also sideboardable. I do not believe that I want Chalice for this matchup, so that gets these first core cards. I board in those cards. And now the question is, how many of these remaining 5 cards do I actually want? Assuming I can get a construct, Shadow Spear is very good at helping me stay alive. I think I want this to replace one of either Expedition Map or Retrofitter Foundry. The map has real utility here, but it's slow. I don't know that I want slow. Grab Shadow Spear for that. Ooze is a little medium. Endurance is fine here. Not great, just fine. It's a 3/4, which eats smaller things like Walking Ballistas and Frogmites and such, depending on exactly what my opponent's build looks like. Assassin's Trophy is probably important for answering things like Nettle Cyst that hit play. A trim on Bob. I could see trimming on Bob. I want Leovold for the ability to shut off Thoughtcasts and Thought Monitors. I think my life total's under enough pressure where I trim Bob to bring in those. Actually, Tezzeret is probably weaker without access to the chalices. I lose 4 artifacts that I can animate. Maybe I keep the Bobs and do that? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Oh, ooh, baby. What a fucking hateful hand. My god. Keep. Alright, Urza Saga. Sure. Mox Opal. Yes. New Lotus Petal. Also yes. The Mishra's Bauble. Also yes. That's fine. Do Sorceress Spyglass. That does legit nothing against my hand as of right now. Well, I guess I can shut off Blast Zone. Resolves. Okay, they did eventually name Blast Zone there. Sure, you can look at a card. I intend on using my first Force of Vigor to get rid of a construct token, something else, I think. I don't think I need to do something like Force of Vigor, target these 2, slow them down. Collector Oof is going to shut off that stuff anyway in my next turn cycle. Alright, they draw a card with Mishra's Bauble. Oh god. Just do that? This seems kind of insane. I can Wasteland Urza Saga, and then Force of Vigor 2 mana sources, and then have Collector Oof 2 turns down the line. That seems pretty gross. I'm willing to pull the trigger on that. Alright, so I choose 1, 2, and I'll exile Uro to do that. We don't need Uro this game where we're going. Alright, there's a Seed of the Synod. And that's their turn. Oh, it's not their turn. Aether Spellbomb. That's one I have not seen yet. Seems a little narrow to me. I'm just going to play Blast Zone. I'm going to protect my green source from a Wasteland, even though Wasteland is not commonly played in these Affinity decks. It's just the sort of thing where it's relatively free for me to do that, since, like, 100% of the time I am slamming Collector Oof next turn. Alright, Cavern. Unhuman. Presumably for the Sentinel. Alright, Maze of Ith, not the best draw here, but, like, I don't get to complain about anything given how good this hand is. Sure. I think if you were going to cycle that, you're supposed to cycle it on your own turn. Not 100% sure, but feels like it to me. Mox Opal. They do have to play out these sorts of things for like Metalcraft and Affinity cards. All right, let's Wasteland your only active mana source and crash in for 2. You might think, Bill, why aren't you saving that for Urza Saga? How are they going to get the construct right now? They're not. Okay. I mean, Endurance is a green card that I can pitch to Force of Vigor and eventually cast. My mana isn't fantastic right now, but I've shut off a huge portion of my opponent's deck, and I have outs to their outs as well. I'm not in any hurry. Okay, new Cavern. On Construct this time. Sure. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! They're already dead! Opponent is a better sport than I am. I would have conceded on their side of the battlefield already. Alright, another Cavern. This one's on Human. Gotta keep me guessing. Mox Diamond, not the best draw. Opponent goes to 12. Lotus Petal. Wrong. Alright, Mox Diamond, still not the best draw. Opponent's down to 10. And no play. So I'll bash in for 2. Puts my opponent to 8. Then I'll pick up a Scavenging Ooze. Okay, now we have finally gotten the concession. Affiniloam looking real good in round 1 here. Alright, round 2 opening hand is looking really good. I get to lead on Urza Saga, Mox Diamond, Bob. I think I pitched the Wasteland here. There's an argument for either, but I don't think I get to keep 2 colorless lands here. Alright, in you go, Bob. Alright. Bob resolves. I have Urza Saga in play. Urza Saga is going to make a billion constructs. I have Bob. Hold on, do I still have Bob? I don't have Bob. Goodbye, Bob. You served me well. Oh, we have Uro for long term as well. Oh, Chalice. Ooh. That's very strong against a Burn or Delver style deck. I think that's strong enough that I just do that this turn rather than go for a construct. Like, if we are legit playing against Burn, is one of the more likely scenarios here, it is just very strong to make this play. Alright. Got a Chalice. And our opponent is stuck on 1 land. Nice. Let's fetch here. I think I can just get a basic. Basic makes it harder to get Uro back, but it plays around Price of Progress better. Actually, if I just have like 1, I'm going to grab the Triumph. I'm going to close this game out pretty quickly between like Endurance and this Construct token. Alright, so let's go 1, 2, make the Construct, and search. Honestly, Retrofitter Foundry is fine. Just continue to grow the construct that I do have. Attack for 5, then 7, then 9. That's good enough. Although I might end up Baleful Strixing at some point. Alright. Yeah, that's fine. I am not going to cast very many spells the rest of this game. That is going to hurt you more than it hurts me. Okay, there's a long pause here, which makes me think my opponent has Fire Blast. Oh, Pyrokinesis. Not much I can do about that. Okay. I'm just gonna ambush Eidolon mid-combat with Endurance. God, Endurance is so fucking good! Pyrokinesis game 1, though. What does that say about the metagame? I don't know, but... Endurance! I will take my 2 damage off the trigger to prevent the 2 combat damage. I don't think I want to put a Pyrokinesis back in their deck. I don't think I want to put multiple lands back into my deck. No player targeted. Flame Javelin. Alright. Another 4 damage thing, which killed Endurance. That was quite good. Bricks? Uro while I can Uro for life? Well, it doesn't really gain me much. But if I hit the land drop off it and get it guaranteed next turn, that's great. Although this prevents more damage as a whole. It stops this attack, whereas this doesn't. Yeah, I'll go ahead and Strix. Alright, so I go to 13. Alright, Urza Saga is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And I'll also be able to make a 1/1 in this turn cycle. Alright, super rewarded for that. And unless I want to, I probably don't have to play any spells for the rest of the game. Yeah, Sulfuric Vortex is fine. That puts them to 18. I think I become the aggressor now. So I make a 2/2. Or sorry, I make a 1/1. I take 2 here. This upgrades. I don't think anything I can do off Green Sun is better than just making the construct. And it's big. Very big. Okay, there's a 6/6. And it's 1 mana to turn a servo into a flyer. So I still get to do that as well. Alright, opponent goes to 15. Alright, no attacks in. So then I pay 1. Okay, hold on. Pay 1. Okay. I don't know what happened the first time to that prompt. Alright. I go to 9. Okay. So I will go ahead and make a new construct here. And now I get to search. I think I'm actually just going to take Mox Diamond and discard this Caracas. Now I'll have a couple options available to me. If I attack in with all of this stuff, alright, my opponent blocks. They're going to take 2 here. That's all fine. That leaves me with very much lethal next turn. Opponent will need to be able to cast 2 different 4 mana damage spells in order to kill me. Well, there's 1. There's 2. My opponent drew 1 1 mana spell the entire game and then just hucked things that did 4 damage at me. Wow. None of this stuff gains life. Yeah, Slash can't gain life. Alright. I don't really understand, but forward. Okay, let's not Dark Confidant versus this deck. I think I do want access to Rex Sage. I do want access to Shadow Spear, probably over Expedition Map. I could try to outprice my opponent's spells by playing something like Sphere of Resistance. Like, if my opponent is going to play a bunch of, like, overcosted spells that are going to extremely punish them if they play against something like Delver, I guess, like, that's an approach I could take. It's a little weird, though, because, like, I have more expensive spells on average in my deck than my opponent does, so I don't know. This seems weird, but my opponent's deck is warped. I guess I will do this. I guess I bring these in. I think I played against this opponent before, and they had, like, Pyrostatic Pillars, too. I don't know. Like, if I start boarding in more cards from here, it starts to get into things like these, which aren't really ideal. Maybe I need to keep the Chalices. I do this. Maybe 1 Assassin's Trophy, play these 2, increase my artifact count for Urza Saga. I don't know. The way my opponent's deck is constructed is very strange. I don't know that this hand is a keep. It has a turn 2 Chalice, it has a Baleful Strix, it has a lot of lands that take damage to Price of Progress. But, like, I have a balanced set of cards here. I think I'll keep this. I can just play Tranquil Thicket on 1 off Forest and just, like, cycle that, and then I have good plays for the rest of the game. Alright. Let's see what I pick up. Another Strix, which is an awkward draw, but I'm playing Chalice on 2 100% of the time anyway. Chalice on turn 2, rather. Mountain Pass. Oh, actually, yeah, I play that first. This is just, like, very potent against what my opponent is doing. Alright. 1 drop's confirmed in their deck. Alright. Just a land. Alright. Chalice on 1. Classic. Tezzeret can gain me a good chunk of life in a matchup like this one. Although, I don't know that I'm actually supposed to go for gaining life here. Right, it costs 5 this turn. Not this turn, just generically. Okay. So I can put Tezzeret into play and start clocking my opponent for huge amounts of damage. Price of Progress is going to wreck me. Not sure how much I actually get to do about that. I assume I have basic Swamp, but I need to check right now. I do. So let's fetch said basic Swamp. Play a 5-drop. Okay. So because my opponent has a bunch of bullshit things that do 4 damage, I don't think plussing Tezzeret to get it out of Lightning Bolt range is correct. If one of these things is about to get smashed to smithereens, I think I want it to be this Chalice. I think doing it on the Strix just opens me up to too many things that could kill it. Alright, yep. Had the read. I'll knock my opponent to 19. But my life total is not in a place where I really like it. That's a lot of Wasteland. Alright. Let's go blue, black. My opponent had Price of Progress. I think they already would have played it. Draw card off Strix. Right, Arbor, not the best. Play a new Wasteland. I think I do this here. The single extra point of damage I get by attacking with Strix is pretty relevant right now. Do I want to Abrupt Decay that and save 3 life? Feels like yes. It's a bad value play in many, many ways, but it's probably what I need to do here. Since my opponent's cards hit for 4, it's just important to stay above 8. Alright. Sulfuric Vortex, definitely scary. Puts me to 8. I think I just need to, like, lose my Planeswalker and just create something with large amounts of power and toughness. I can just get Lightning Bolted here, but, you know, if it goes at a 1-1, it doesn't go. Alright. That was rough. Alright, opponent goes to 16. I expect to lose this game. I don't really understand how my opponent can play a deck that looks like this in a world where, like, Blue-Red Delver is very easily the best deck, and you have to, like, respect days. But it sure as hell worked here. GG's. All aboard the Construct train for the next round. Choo-choo. Oh, alright, well, everyone is Saga-ing. I might Saga harder. Like, I have 2 in hand, plus a Baleful Strix to trade with theirs. And they don't have mana acceleration right now. Yeah, I probably Saga harder. Alright, so I Mox Diamond. I'll be fetching non-basics in this match in all likelihood. I don't think it matters which one of these I get rid of all that much. We'll be playing Urza Saga. And then the question is, do I Green Sun or do I Chalice, or do I play Green Sun and then Chalice on 0? I have how many 0-drops remaining? 3, right? I have 3 0-drops remaining. I don't know which build my opponent is playing. If they're playing the build that has white, they have a handful of 1-drops, and if they're playing the builds that don't have white, they actually could have Chalices of their own. Geez, this next play is hard. I think I like just getting more mana here. So let's grab a Dryad Arbor. And I am going to increase my artifact count and put this on 0. And that'll be my turn. Okay. Oh, well. Well. Grim Monolith. Into Basalt. Oh. Okay, so opponent went big real fast. So I would like... Well, I guess I'm playing this. I will make a construct. It's a 3/3. And then I'll crash in with Dryad Arbor. I am very much at the mercy of the top of my opponent's deck in many ways. Why are we doing this upkeep? I mean, I'm very happy if you do it upkeep and then, like, lose a mana. This should be done in your main phase. Now they figured it out. Okay. We'll see if they're just going to float mana. Okay, they're just going to float mana. And they picked up a Voltaic Key. How big are you going this turn? Mystic Forge big. Okay. Here we go. I don't get to see what's on the top of their library. It'll be a surprise for everyone involved. Okay, couple of keys, which represents a lot of mana. Cool. Oh, fuck. What the fuck? Mesmeric Orb? Hey. Mesmeric Orb, Basalt Monolith, infinitely mills themselves? Huh. I don't know exactly where that's going. Oh, okay, so it mills themselves so they can continue to select what's on the top of their library with the Mystic Forge. That's actually pretty fucking neat. So at the beginning of this turn, I thought I was just going to, like, win in 2 turns, and now I'm very unsure about that conclusion. Alright, more Voltaic Key action. This is some wild shit. I guess I need to, like, pop out this graveyard. My opponent is ever able to make blue mana. They can echo, but I don't know that they're ever going to be able to make blue mana, because I shut off a bunch of the ways they can make blue mana, as the Lion's Eye Diamonds and Petals are off. They can make a respectable amount of mana, but I don't know exactly where they are going, like, long term. Alright, there's a Grim Monolith after kind of doing this a couple of times. Just milling some more junk into the graveyard. More mana. Opponent has plenty of bad cards in their deck that they're throwing into the graveyard. Okay, new Grim Monolith. And that's a little more mana. And another Voltaic Key, which will also net mana. What is the end goal? This is still unclear to me. Couple of Lotus Petals into the Chalice of the Void for good measure. 7 cards remaining in library. Arn. Okay. Are you gonna Mycosynth Lattice me? And then I kill your Karn? Like, where are we going? Alright, Manifold Key, untaps Grim Monolith. Opponent goes back to milling stuff. Okay, yes. Okay. So Karn has plussed on the whatchamacallit. The Chalice of the Void. And now is this Karn gonna minus and get an LED and then they're gonna echo? Is that what's gonna happen? Because it feels, yeah, okay, that's what's gonna happen. Because they feel kind of dead currently. Okay, I have an endurance, but no way to actually cast it. And now my opponent will go buck wild, I guess. Yeah, sure. Crack a couple LEDs. Play some stuff. This is very strange. I feel like I'm dead now, but I don't actually know. Like, it's all very unclear to me. Alright, more spells. Yes. Do the Basalt Monolith thing. I'm just, like, not dead to Karn Lattice, so, like, they have to Karn Lattice and also, like, protect the Karn, and I don't know, like, can I just die to a Ballista for lethal amounts of damage this turn? Unclear to me. Also unclear to me is, like, how much of this I should actually narrate versus, like, is this the point where I just stop and fast forward and just show you the results come the end of the turn? Aether Flux Reservoir. Okay. So my opponent can pay 50 life to deal 50 damage to any target. Okay. I'm gonna let them fire the laser. I'm not gonna let them get this far and then, like, not fire it. Alright. That was incredible. Wow. That was sick. GG. Okay, from sideboarding, I definitely want Force of Vigor, Reclamation Sage, Collector Oof, 100%. And then probably also these. The Graveyard Hate is a little sketch, I think. Chalice is kind of good against my opponent, actually. Like, Chalice on 0 stops them from getting blue mana while they're comboing off, which is relevant. I will probably keep it. Leovold seems medium. I think I'll sub one of these two out. Retrofitter Foundry seems kind of slow. Let's sub that out for Shadow Spear. Bob and Strix both seem a little slow. Tezzeret seems a little slow. Let's junk Tezzeret out. This gets me most of this stuff in. I don't know that I love Scavenging Ooze. I think I need this stuff, which is like a lot of cards to board. So it's a thing. Maybe I don't Assassin's Trophy on the draw. And then I just need 2 more cuts and trim like a Bob and 1 land. I'm going to assume that I can handle a couple of construct tokens and get rid of Maze of Ith. In Bob we trust. I've got a Force of Vigor that I can just hard cast on turn 2. Like, I'm totally good with keeping this hand. Alright. Fox Diamond, discard Underground Sea. Fox Diamond, discard Verdant. Land Bob. And honestly, I'm just going to fetch now so I can have 6. Because I want this Triome. Then I just kind of have, like, perfect mana. I have 3 different things that tap for all my colors. Ancient Tomb, Grim Monolith. Yep. Oh, more. Mox Opal. LED. Oh god. Mystic Forge has arrived. What the fuck? I have a family. Give me a turn. I need to, Mystic Forge. Force of Vigor. Fuck. No. Please. Don't do it. Alright. 4 mana. Oh, fuck me. God damn. Opponent's deck is amazing. Now it becomes much harder for me to actually cast this Force of Vigor, which I was intending to just hardcast on turn 2, because my 2 Mox Diamonds just got shut off. What the fuck? That's a Bob. Well, okay, now I can pitch cast Force of Vigor. But the damage might be done here. Alright, I hit Karn. Alright. Force of Vigor, target Mystic Forge, and I think the key? He gets to untap the Monolith, which is a little rough, but there's plenty of Monolith effects in the deck. I just don't think I can let my opponent get to the main phase. Oh no. Oh, okay, that's just untapping that. That's fine. I was about to say. For a second there, I thought there was going to be a counterspell, but opponent doesn't have any cards in hand. But there was a fear for a second there. Okay, that's just a Monolith. That's not that big of a deal. 6 mana could be like a Sky Sovereign. The Lattice doesn't make sense. I attack and kill Karn. That was very bad. They just figured it out. Okay, I'm still in this one. Alright, Bob. Give me some fuel. Wasteland is okay here. So Bob goes and attacks and kills Karn. And that unlocks my mana. And then, since these Grim Monoliths don't untap, I am 100% just going for the throat here and taking out this Ancient Tomb. And then I'll Bob. Okay. I expect to win this game because of my opponent's misstep. But, like, yikes. Polluted Delta and a Green Sun. Okay, my opponent's just scooping it up there. I respect that. If you look at the difference in our clocks, they're about 12 minutes slower than I am, just because they have so much clicking to do. So I totally get scooping up a game that they're very, very, very unlikely to win. That just makes sense to me. Sphere of Resistance on the draw is a little sketch. On the draw, I might sub Sphere of Resistance for Assassin's Trophy, or otherwise try to get Assassin's Trophy in here. I could also go down Life from the Loams. Like, Life from the Loam Wasteland is only medium against my opponent because they have so much artifact mana. Yeah, let's do that on the draw. Also just gives me more outs to Karn itself. And Bricks versus Bob. Get a Bob in there. I don't think the sideboarding is written in stone here. I don't know that this hand is fast enough. I don't know that turn 3 Collector Oof is good enough. Like, my Mox hands are just so much better. I'm gonna mulligan. This doesn't have colored mana. Mulligan. Keep. Keep and pray. Well, I guess no matter what, I can Dryad Arbor on 1, and then always turn 2 Oof. I can keep Endurance to stop my opponent from doing the whole graveyard loop thing. Oh no, it just puts it back into their deck. Okay, no, I'll pitch Endurance then. Alright. The Urza Saga. Will I draw a land? I will draw a land. I want Bayou. So let's grab Bayou. Then Mox Diamond, discard Underground Sea, and go down to 1 mana source to play Collector Oof. Now we have to beat a couple of Urza Saga construct tokens, which may be difficult. I mulled to 5 and then threw away 1 more card to Mox Diamond Collector Oof out on turn 1. Dryad Arbor, I was planning on getting you out of my deck. So there's that. I am not willing to attack with Collector Oof in this turn. Guess I am just awkwardly playing Dryad Arbor and passing. Alright, there's the construct. I can Abrupt Decay one of them, and then hopefully I just Green Sun for something that answers the other one. A second Urza Saga might just beat me, though, despite Collector Oof shutting off basically my opponent's entire deck. Alright, so they're 3/3s, about to become 4/4s. Okay, they're just getting an LED. That becomes good if they somehow get the Oof out of play. Alright, I take 4. Fine. I'm at 15. Oh, fuck. I don't think I beat the second one of those unless I draw like a Wasteland here. That's not castable. Alright. Well, I'll do what I can. But this is quite bad for me. I am dealing my opponent 4 damage a turn cycle. So there is that. Because they're taking 2 from their Ancient Tombs and 2 from my Collector Oofs. But I am going to be taking... God damn. Remember when I boarded out those Life from the Loams? I thought the Wasteland recursion would be too slow. This is a spot where I'd love to have Wasteland Loam. Okay. I guess I am killing the one that represents 2 constructs. But I'm damn near dead. Like, I don't know how it will wiggle out. It has to be, like, Force of Vigor. I guess I can draw Force of Vigor. Not being able to deploy the Baleful Strix here is rough. I think it was very correct to get Bayou initially. Alright. The fact that I, like, maybe could have beat 2 Urza Sagas is fine, but that third just... that was too much. Alright. There's 6/6s. Oh, fuck, that's... oh, no, it's not as bad as it looks. That can't ping because of Collector Oof. So I block with Dryad Arbor. That's just a forced line, or I die. And I have to draw Force of Vigor. It exiles 2 constructs, and then I have to chump block with Collector Oof. Yep, alright, concede. That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. GG's. I think we're up to round 4 now. I've kept a hand based very heavily around Life from the Loam. Alright, discard Blast Zone. Go for the second one. Discard Tranquil Thicket. Go for Life from the Loam. Target both of these. Bam and bam. Return them, and I think we'll just play the Blast Zone. I don't think I'm going to need the colored mana from this, and I think the ability to just pick the Life from the Loam right back up is more valuable. Oh? What you doing over there? Are we going to get mooned? That's a Simian Spirit Guide. Oh, we are getting mooned. It's actually not that big of a deal. I think I still dredge this. It's close, though. Nah, let's not. Let's take a draw. Ooh, Bob. I think I wait a turn on the whole decay thing and put Bob into play. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm just going to make my land drop like this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make my land drop like this now and play a Bob. That just keeps the cards flowing. Then I can Abrupt Decay the Moons in a bit. Or maybe even ignore Moon. And just, like, answer my opponent's threats. We'll kind of see where things go. Chalice is not great, but it doesn't hurt me. Just take a natural draw. A lot of decay. Attack. I think I attack, because I would be very happy to trade with Rabble Master. Alright, opponent's at 18. And what do you have for me? A new Rabble Master. Oh, okay, that one doesn't work. Okay, that one. Need something with a little bit of butt to deal with these tokens. No, I don't want Life from the Loam currently. Baleful Strix is great, but I think I just take out a Rabble Master again. Yeah, I think I just take out a Rabble Master again in this turn cycle. It's a little awkward that I'm not, like, using my mana efficiently, but all in all, I think that's fine. Get rid of the Goblin Rabble Master, and then I might dredge the Loam on my next turn, and then go Decay this, Wasteland this. This is what I didn't want my opponent to have, because it just poses my mana. Yeah, okay, that's very bad. Might lose the game to that. Alright, Bob. Got some work to do. I think I lost this one for trying to control the board. I can get a single color of mana off of Verdant Catacombs, but I can't get 2 colors, which is what I really need. That's unfortunate. I'll keep playing, and I'm happy with the play pattern that I took, but it is not working out here. I'm not going to beat the combination of those 2 cards together. I am now comfortable conceding. Well, damn. Thought we were good against the Moon. We were not good against the Moon. I like Plague Engineer, probably Rex Sage, probably the Assassin's Trophies, and Shadow Sphere, Force of Vigor are mediums. I don't like Expedition Map. I don't like Chalice of the Void. That's 5 cards. So that is these 5. And now let's get a feel for these. Life from the Loam is of variable utility. Like, sometimes you do the whole Wasteland thing, sometimes you get a couple fetches out of it, and it's fine. I'm not super in love with it. I kind of want to trim 1 Life from the Loam and get Shadow Spear in here. And Force of Vigor is kind of weak. I would expect that my opponent would board Chalice out, so it's more getting things like Moxen and Karn targets. I think I'm just going to call this good as is. This is a hand that's very bad against a Moon. If I play Triome early. And still kind of bad against a Moon, because I'll be off green if I mulligan. Or sorry. If I play this out in a way that lets me Baleful Strix on 2 off 2 basic lands, then I don't actually have access to green early. Maybe this hand's fine. It's not amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. I'm gonna keep it and play in the way that's best against Moon. But, like, despite the fact that I have 2 basics, I'm not able to just play around like Blood Moon by having Abrupt Decay mana immediately. Trinisphere. Trinisphere is totally fine. I am good with that. I'll still play in the way that lets me grab my basics, though. Yep. A War Boss is fine. I'm gonna grab my basics now. Oh my god, we don't have Basic Island in this deck? Why? Okay. My sequencing was suboptimal. I just assumed that we would have that. Okay. I guess I'm gonna do Tropical Island and cycle Tranquil Thicket then. Okay. I regret keeping this hand. The information I now have. I would have mulliganed this one if we didn't have a basic island. Yeah, but now, like, now I missed the opportunity to, like, play this Triome tapped. Yeah, okay. I guess I'm gonna play this one. I can just hide that I have this, make my opponent more likely to actually Blood Moon me. Blue, black, 1 for the Trinisphere tax. Bob's okay. Nothing better than okay. If my opponent doesn't have a soul land, I'm relatively happy with my spot. Yeah, they did. Oh, geez, Chandra. Life's bad. I'm gonna get run over. This is gonna be an attack for 5, putting me to 12. I think I need to mid-combat endurance here. Just play my Triome tapped and pass the turn. The mid-combat endurance gets people. Leyline's a little interesting. Not something I would have expected from my opponent. Okay, opponent did not play around endurance, which is good, because I need every bit of advantage I can get here. I will go ahead and send your land back into your deck, and take this out. I'm facing down a good amount of damage next turn, but in theory, I get to just kill Chandra. So let's try it. Okay, it did indeed happen. Now, I go ahead and wasteland my opponent and try to lock them under their own Trinisphere. And then go 1, 2, 3. Play Leovold. I can still take 3 damage and die to a Stomp from Bone Crusher Giant. But like my opponent doesn't have mana currently. This is probably about the point where I stabilize the game. Not 100% yet, but we're trending in that direction. Oh no, Soul Land is bad for me. Soul Land can mean additional damage this turn. Okay. So, we'll take 3. And do I play Bob? I think Bob kills me. Ugh. Not having access to Basic Island this game probably has cost me the game. So if I don't make a play, my opponent can attack all in, take 1, and then I get my mana back. That doesn't seem good. If I make Bob and my opponent just doesn't attack and lets the Bob sit in play, I will 100% lose the game to that. I think I just have to pass the turn. That's not where I want to be. I'm dead to so many different things. Okay, my opponent has no play. Tezzeret. That is a blue card that I can't cast because I don't have Island. Pass turn. Going to die to any land into a Goblin Idiot. Life from the Loam. I mean, it's worth casting. This Tranquil Thicket can cycle. So pay 3 mana and play a colorless land of my choosing. Pick this one and pass the turn. Okay. We're not dead yet. No to that. Now I will cycle this. No, I just want a new card. Mox Diamond. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I will pay 3 mana for my Mox Diamond. Discard a land. Now I can go 1, 2, 3. Baleful Strix. No, I'll just take a random card. Can't do the second one of these due to Trinisphere, but it will be quite good. I'm not willing to attack as Goblin Idiot. Now I can start thinking about attacking. So let's go Mox Diamond. Discard Caracas. Now, I think I just go Tezzeret plus. Or, okay, it's not a tax, I just need to do the right colors. I think I just do this and go Tezzeret plus. Yeah, I didn't expect to hit. That's fine. The idea here being that I can play a Baleful Strix next turn, then drain and be at a more stable life total. I may even be able to wait 1 turn if I can just like play Baleful Strix here. A Reclamation Sage. That can get rid of a Trinisphere. Let's start with Baleful Strix. Blue, black, 1. Strix. Just draw a real card. I think I will go ahead and play Mox Diamond. Discard Maze of Ith. Now I have 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I comfortable just draining? I could also just become the beatdown here. Like, just turn a Baleful Strix in, crash in. Maybe I just drain. Draining's so good. Keeping Tezzeret around is also so good. I'm going to plus again. Oh, a new Baleful Strix. Fantastic. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. New Baleful Strix. No to that. Draw a card. Play a land. I think I can start attacking with something. I'll just send in one of these. Alright, and my opponent has conceded. I did not expect to come back and win that one. That was very tight. Okay. No basic island. Good to know. I don't think I'm going to change anything about my boarding. Like, Force of Vigor is whatever. I don't know. Force of Vigor answers Blood Moon. Maybe I need to do it for that reason. Like, I'm not scared of the artifacts, but I'm scared of that enchantment. I don't know. Like, I have a relatively large number of answers to it. The mana in this hand just, like, doesn't work at all. Yeah, this is fine. There's a lot of ways to throw back something here. I think I need to keep all my lands. Just junk this. It's possible that Green Sun. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, it's possible Green Sun was worse than that. All right. Mox Diamond. Discard a Bayou, I think. Urza Saga. Picks up. And then I am just going to accelerate myself, I think. And grab Dryad Arbor. Like, I have a 3-drop that I want to cast. I have an Urza Saga I want to activate multiple times. Alright. What do you got for me, opponent? A Magus of the Moon. Sure. That's obviously quite good. Okay. Huh. Is that how that's supposed to work, or is that a bug? I legitimately don't know. It's a land. Oh, okay. I don't know. That one confuses me. We'll name Goblin with Plague Engineer and go from there. Alright, that's a mountain. And opponent has a Trinisphere. That doesn't really do anything right now. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to hold Blast Zone for if I draw another Mox Diamond. Probably. Let's attack with Plague Engineer. I don't think my opponent can trade away their Magus of the Moon. Puts my opponent to 16. Then I'll ooze. I'm gonna hold Blast Zone for the time being. Like, I would love to have double colors later in this match. Okay, that's obviously insane. So that probably killed my Scavenging Ooze. Because if it kills anything else, then I just get to grow the Scavenging Ooze and it's bigger than Magus of the Moon. Yep. Okay, how do I want to play this turn? I can throw away a Dryad Arbor in order to 100% of the time kill Chandra, or I can attack in with just Plague Engineer, and if my opponent blocks, I unlock my mana again, and I have Endurance to pressure Chandra, and both of those lines are good. I think I just want to attack with Plague Engineer. So I'm going to do that. See how it turns out. Okay. We saved a Dryad Arbor. We'll go ahead and put this into play, and pass the turn. I lose to that. That just pluses on my Mox Diamond. I lose my colored mana. Yup. And, like, I played this game in a way that I played towards this out. I drew the out, and it was just, like, a turn too late. So I'll send this at Karn. Karn just takes the hit. Yeah. And then I probably start running into, like, liquid metal coating sorts of shenanigans here. I don't know, though. Minusing the Karn, rather than just plussing on Trinisphere, might be wrong. Plus on Trinisphere, keep the loyalty higher for a turn, and then minus and start going after my lands. Yeah. Opponent came to the same conclusion. So they are just attacking in. Okay, I got literally stomped. And metaphorically stomped as well. I think I can concede here. So I maybe lost this match due to not having a basic island. My hands didn't line up super well with what my opponent was doing there. Although I don't know if you can get basic island into this. I don't know. Academy Ruins seems like garbage. Like, if I were going to make one change to this right now, I would cut Academy Ruins for an island. Like, I don't know in what world the game is going slow enough that you get to just like Academy Ruins back Baleful Strix every turn. Yeah. Okay. This is a hand that's not exciting in any way, but it's just solid. Like I have a removal spell for Delver, I have a creature that gums up the board for Delver, I have a Chalice for combo, I have a Wasteland if I need to disrupt, like say a turn 1 Urza Saga. I don't think this hand goes back, but I'm not stoked about it. Getting reanimated. Burn again? Oh. Just getting turn 1 from TES. Nope. Ruby Storm? Would Arclight Phoenix, okay. Dragon Rage Channeler. Okay. Then that was enough to return the Arclight Phoenix. And Dragon Rage Channeler is a 3/3. No, it's going to be a 1/1 again, because Arclight Phoenix is going to leave the graveyard. Okay. Not gonna lie, that was a rough turn. I'm gonna go Delta Pass, and then I'll figure out whether or not I'm gonna cycle the Tranquil Thicket, or just do something else. I'll yield to that. Cause like I could get a tapped Triome, just try to make my mana work. I have rather harsh mana requirements with this hand. So turn 2, I want to Abrupt Decay, Dragon Rage Channeler, probably on just my main phase. Turn 3, I want to play Strix. I'll take 6. I think I do want to cycle here. Get like Bayou Underground Sea as my 2 lands. Let's go Bayou and cycle this. Picking up a Mox. Mox is actually pretty damn good here. I don't expect Wasteland to be good this game. I am just going to go ahead and put this in play. Discard Wasteland. I do think I want to decay this so it stops the whole Surveil shenanigans. Because that is way better than it just looks on the surface. And then I will just play Polluted Delta, intending to fetch a Triome. Triome will help with Uro, because I am going to need that life. This puts me to 7, and there are Lightning Bolts in my opponent's deck. Speaking of, fucking yikes. So my opponent gets to play Taiga, bolt me, and then Bedlam Reveler. Really not worth it to bolt me? Oh, you're just gonna do that with the trigger on the stack. I guess that plays around a daze. That's fair. Life's bad. I'm going to just die on turn 4. I mean, I have to fetch a land. There's no way that I can double spell without fetching a land. No, it might as well be the Triome now. Alright, so let's grab that. And then I think I need to just hope to draw a land. Lands hurt me. I think the plan is Baleful Strix, draw a card, draw a land to play Bob and jump block, and live a turn. The Arclight Phoenix kills me in the air, so the Strix is an obligatory play. Okay, yep. So there's Bob. That, in theory, keeps me alive a turn. Although my opponent can just, like, straight up pass the turn, and then I'll bleed to death on my own Bob. So, that's a thing. Oh, new Bedlam Reveler. Enigmatic Channeler's in there. Okay. I accept my death. Yikes. So I have ley lines, right? Oh god, I need them. I need ley lines, and I need any removal spells I have access to. Assassin's Trophy. I think Chalice is still good. I think Shadow Spear for the life gain is very reasonable. So probably junk Expedition Map for Shadow Spear. Then the Tezzeret stuff seems like it's going to be slow and hard to protect, so let's work on getting the ley lines in for those. Actually, my green suns are kind of weak in this matchup. Well, they do just get endurance. There's something to that. I go down the Retrofitter Foundry and just leave myself with 1 Urza Saga target, probably. Then I have 2 Assassin's Trophies. Are those correct? Maybe over some number of Bobs. Sort this by mana value and see how it looks. I think I like it. Okay. This hand does nothing. And also basically does nothing. It has multiple Urza Sagas, but I can't activate on turn 2. I think my opponent's deck is too fast for me to keep this. Yikes. Wow. Yeah. Yes. You and you. But my opponent can't do anything on turn 1. And it seems like I'm just playing Swamp and passing. This is not what I was hoping for. It is the best hand of the ones that we looked at, probably. But it is no good if my opponent just does something that matters this turn. Okay, that's not something that matters. That's fine. Bedlam Reveler. Sure. Oh, Endurance is a huge boon. I get to play Urza Saga, and then go with Chalice of the Void on 1. I have Endurance back up for the most broken things that can happen. And this stuff probably just sits in my hand. Yep, Metamorphose is fine. Metamorphose, still fine. Magmatic Channeler, okay. It's a 4/4. I can get an Endurance-based blowout at some point in this game, though. Which is nice. I have one thing that I can do. I can do it very consistently. This is a 1/2 creature base. Alright. There's now an Arclight Phoenix in the graveyard. And my opponent has a second Magmatic Channeler. Pretty gross. But it doesn't come back. So everything's okay. Alright. Put those on the stack. Go ahead and activate this. Make a new construct. And the other one gains the ability. Then this first one leaves play. I guess getting me Shadow Sphere. Losing the mana here is a touch awkward. But it is what it is. 1 to equip or 2 to equip? 2 to equip, unfortunately. I think I just... Well, if my opponent blocks, I Endurance blow them out. I just, like, pitch cast that, get rid of a Magmatic Channeler, take out their graveyard, make the other one smaller. Yeah, I think I'm okay with attacking. Okay. We got the damage for free. Nice, nice, nice. Alright. Opponent does the Magmatic Channeler thing. Reveals Land Grant and a Lightning Bolt. And they do it again, pitching the Land Grant. Revealing Arclight Phoenix and Bedlam Reveler. It seems like they'll just hardcast that. Yep, that's fine. So I get attacked for 3. That's no big deal. I will just take that, put these on the stack, and I think I am just supposed to continue to do this thing. Like, every turn it just gets more and more out of control. Now, this time I will grab the Mox Diamond. That just is one more artifact for this stuff. And unfortunately, I still don't have 2 to equip, but I just get to hit for 12. And BD. And I'll almost certainly do the Endurance pitch thing again. I could have done it to prevent that. I knew about that Bedlam Reveler. But I'm just, like, trying not to get, like, got by Arclight Phoenixes. And so I'm trying to hold this Endurance for as long as possible. Okay, my opponent is not bashing in at all. That's fine. Okay, I drew a land. Do it again? Like, I really want to equip this Shadow Spear for the lifelink and trample. But just making more constructs is so good. Yeah, I mean, do the thing. Alright, construct number 4 into Mox Diamond, which discards this Wasteland. I have 3 8/8s. Crash in with all of them. Battle. Alright, Phoenix is on 1. Bedlam Reveler is on another. Magmatic Channeler chump blocks on another. So I don't even need to nuke the graveyard here. Okay. Cards a Lightning Bolt. Force of Vigor. Yikes. Oh wait, hold on. This is a can cast. So my opponent has 3 mana, so I'm good. Unless they have a green card in their hand, does that work? Okay, that does work. Force of Vigor on 2 of my constructs. Not much to be done about that. I still do have 2/6/6s and an endurance blowout waiting. Things are still okay. Alright, Magmatic Channeler does its thing. Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt. Thank you, Chalice of the Void. Very much appreciated. Alright, my opponent is just doing the prowess thing here. I can always yield to that. Okay. And it'll be my turn. Oh yeah, there's Leylines in my deck. Alright, now, finally, after all these years, I will go with an equip here. And then I'll send these in. The Trample, in particular, is pretty gross. Okay, you don't have Trample. You can't discard a card to activate, so all this just happens. I don't need to use Endurance yet. Opponent goes to 1. Bedlam Reveler is good. Land Grant. Killing Once Upon a Time in Magmatic Channeler, that's fine. I have to go get that, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Magmatic Channeler, exiles, I think Faithless Looting, and Dragon Rage Channeler. That lag concession? That lag is concession, okay. So, the whole Urza Saga thing worked out pretty well there. The Leyline hand this time would be great, though. Do I want one more artifact in my deck in case we end up with a multiple Urza Saga hand again? Like, the Retrofitter Foundry definitely has real text if I end up in a similar situation as to last game. Maybe trim a life from the loam and keep one other artifact in my deck. Okay. I think I'm going to keep this hand. It does have 2 mana. It's an awkward 2 mana, but it's 2 mana. And Leyline is hella powerful here. Like, this keeps those Bedlam Revelers from being cheap. And I'll still have a Chalice on turn 2. I think I'm good with this. Yeah, that's a 1/1 all game. It's a 1/1 that provides selection, but it's a 1/1. Then I will go Bayou for Dryad Arbor. And then I will have Abrupt Decay for something like a Magmatic Channeler that can provide my opponent with real advantage. Although I'm definitely leaning on the top of the library for stuff that's relevant. Alright, just another Dragon Rage Channeler, that's fine. Lightning Bolt, that's fine. So, the Manamorphose going to exile. Oh, the Lightning Bolt on the Dryad Arbor is very much not fine, actually. I had imagined that going to my face, which is just, like, obviously not correct. Okay. I might just die if I don't draw a land. That's bad news. 17. Dryad Arbor is no longer in the deck. Dryad Arbor is in my graveyard, so that doesn't fetch mana. Uh-oh. Worth a Vigor on the Leyline. I am dead. I am losing this game. With double Dragon Rage Channeler, the Surveil will fill up the graveyard extremely quickly. Like, probably this turn. I take 6. Yeah. There's only 2 types in graveyard right now, which is the good news. But I'm about to get Lightning Bolted, which is 2 more Surveils. Oh no, just flashback to looting. That's reasonable too. That's a Phoenix in the graveyard. How many creature types is that? Oh, yep. That's 6 damage this turn. This doesn't cast Abrupt Decay. Like, I'll play it, but I need to draw a land next turn, or I think I'm dead. And specifically, it has to be one that lets me either Strix or Decay. Alright. I take 6. And a 4/4 hits play. Yeah, I will die to onboard damage here, even after removing one of those cards. GG's. Okay, this was a 1/4 league. Essentially, the hands where I had Mox Diamond felt absolutely insane busted, and the hands where I didn't felt clunky. It feels like there's just a few too many lands that are colorless producing in this deck. Like, with Wasteland and Urza Saga and Blast Zone, Maze of Ith, Academy Ruins, that's so many things that don't cast, like, these double pip mana requirements on turn 2. And you have, like, multiple double pip things later up in the curve, too. I feel like the mana base here is just too greedy. Not by a lot, but it's just off a little bit, I think. Not super sold on Tezzeret. I understand why it's here, but I feel like this is hard to protect in many cases, and as a Planeswalker, you might be able to do better, or you might be able to do better at something that costs CMC 3 or 4. Very much liked having access to Endurance. Strix felt good, Bob felt good. I never actually used Expedition Map. Like, I get why it exists, but I almost think the Shadow Spear might be better in Game 1, or in Game 1 you just, like, go lighter on that slot. So just kind of quickly lumping the things that I don't want in the deck. I think it's these 4. These would be slots that I would be looking at changing in some way. This one's Basic Island for sure, I think. Looking at the sideboard, felt fine. Sphere of Resistance is maybe a little bit awkward at some points because, like, at least as the build stands currently, you have some things like Green Sun and Tezzeret that do want you to sink a bunch of mana into it. I also wonder if you're supposed to remove some other colorless mana source from the deck and just play the 4th Urza Saga, because the Urza Saga hands are insane, but at the same time, like, Urza Saga leaving play and not leaving you with continuous mana sources is also kind of a big deal. Yeah, I don't know. And there's some other slightly awkward things, like the Collector Ouphe taking you off of your Mox Diamonds when Mox Diamond is one of your best cards, but I think that's fine because the card's so impactful in the matches where it matters. Overall, my rating on this deck is the decisive eh. Like, the idea here to recur Urza Saga with Life from the Loam is super cool, but I don't feel like we're nearly as aggressive as other Urza Saga starts in many cases out of decks like Affinity, and I don't feel we're quite as controlling as other builds of 4-color Loam. So we're in this kind of weird middle ground currently. I do think this shell has a lot of potential, though. I just feel like we're not quite there just yet. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please click the like button. If you want to support my content, that's the easiest way to do it. And if you want to support me financially, donation deck lists are always available. Let's get some sweet stuff on the stream. All right, folks, have a great rest of the day.